How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. If you're new to the channel, my name is Troy, and I really do appreciate you taking your time tuning into my video. An ATF new proposed rule will bring us closer to universal background checks. President Joe Biden has unveiled a plan aimed at broadening federal regulations on the sale of firearms. The Justice Department submitted a new blueprint to define more clearly who must secure a federal firearms license for legal secondary market transactions. The suggested guidelines would establish concrete criteria around the frequency and type of gun sales by unlicensed sellers, along with the condition of the firearms. Violators of these proposed guidelines could face severe monetary penalties and imprisonment. The proposal represents the latest effort by the Biden administration to strengthen gun control via administrative rules. With the exception of the bipartisan Safer Communities Act, Biden has not had congressional support for his gun control agenda, so the president has sought to enact changes through federal rulemaking by the Department of Justice and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. The White House outlined that under the suggested guidelines, individuals would be expected to obtain a federal license and conduct background checks if they meet one or more of several conditions. These include frequently selling firearms shortly after purchasing them, offering guns in near new condition, selling multiple units of the same gun model, or selling business inventory as a previously federal licensed dealer without transferring it to a personal collection for at least 1 year. Here's what can be deciphered from the proposed rule. Under frequency of sales, unlicensed sellers will have limitations on how frequently they can offer guns for sale. Under condition of the firearm, the rule would mandate the condition a firearm has to be in for the seller to be required to get a license. And under penalties, violating these regulations could lead to severe fines and imprisonment. The White House outlines criteria that would automatically make someone presumed to require a federal firearms license. These include offering a number of firearms for sale, while signaling the ability to sell additional firearms, frequently offering for sale firearms, but within the last 30 days, selling firearms like they are new and in the original packaging, selling multiple firearms of the same make and model as a former federally licensed firearms dealer, selling firearms that were in business inventory and not transferred to a personal collection at least a year before the sale. The new administrative rule would take advantage of a change in last year's Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. The act altered the criteria for those considered to be engaged in the business of selling firearms, making it easier to require federal licensing. Attorney General Merrick Garland stated that the new rule is designed to enact the congressional intent to broaden background checks, which aim to prevent firearms from reaching dangerous hands. The proposed rule implements Congress's mandate to expand the definition of who must obtain a license and conduct a background check before selling firearms. That seems to be a stretch. If true, why didn't Congress just change the law in the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, as if this afternoon the rule had not been published in the Federal Register for public comment? Should the proposal be successfully implemented, it could substantially increase the number of people needing a license to sell used firearms. However, it stops short of mandating federal licensing for every individual selling a used gun. The Department of Justice's new framework would redefine who is required to obtain a federal firearms license to sell guns legally. The license mandates that dealers run background checks on buyers, among other things. The ATF, which is part of the Department of Justice, released the text of the proposed rule, which is subject to a 90-day public comment. Like I said at the starting of the video, this is just another step by the Biden administration that gets us closer and closer to universal background checks without having to go through Congress. And of course we all know this is unconstitutional, but Biden and his cronies just don't care. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this new proposed ruling. And I really do appreciate everybody's support with the channel. You guys' continued help with the channel makes the channel grow by liking, sharing, and subscribing and hitting those post notifications. And I invite everybody back to see my next video.